Hi, morning. Start recording. Yep, right. So today we're going to complete the example on pulley, and then I'm going to go into acceleration of a point within a body. And also today, I will post homework 3. And I will post homework 3 together with the solution. Okay. Because next week is what? Term test. And homework 3 is part of your what? Term test. So I'm going to post both the question and the solution at the same time. You'll be online about 1:30. Okay. I'm behind time, my bad. Okay. So don't email me, Eugene. I think you make a mistake here. How come the solution and the questions are out at the same time? It's deliberate. Are we clear? Okay, so I want you to do those questions. If you have trouble, you have a what? You have a point of reference. Are we clear? So that's one thing. Second thing, how are the homeworks? Too many questions? Too little question? Not enough question? It's okay? If I were to give 7 questions, what will you say? No, okay. Okay, so 5 is enough? Okay, then I will stick with 5. Anything to complain about this course besides the prof is always swearing? No? Writing on the board is good? Okay, right. Top of the morning. So we're going to complete the example on the pulley. As I said last week, exactly on this table. I was so zoned out when I was doing that example. I realized I did a really shitty job. So I'm going to get back to it so you can comprehend later. As I said, if you look at the book, this is one of the worst question around. Okay, is the worst. Why? There are a lot of components. Okay, so let's fish that question out. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this. I just want to have a copy of the question. Or not, we start from the very beginning and then it will never end. Is the classroom too bright? Are you okay with that? Are we okay? Okay, yeah, it was too dark the last time. Whenever after class, when I go home, my eyes were so exhausted. Right, so we are going to forge a relationship. Okay, just to quickly recap. All right. We have our pulley A. And our, sorry, not pulley A. We have our pulley D, right? So the pulley D, just to very quickly sketch, okay, is attached to the block at B. Okay, this is the block at B, and it's been lifted up S. So to lift it up, you have a rotation omega. Over here, you have a point where we have what we call is RD. And then this will rotate by a certain distance that gives us our theta D. Okay. And then we know that S corresponds to our arc length on pulley D. Okay. So for this case, this will be equal to RD theta D. Hey, D, come on, GG, not B. And to remind all of you, all these are in what? Radians. Okay. So we are also aware that pulley D and C, right? What we see over here is a single rigid body rotating about the what? About a fixed axis, as you can see. Okay. So before I go any further, the question asks us to determine, right? To determine, what did the question ask us? Any idea, anyone? The speed. Okay, VB. Okay, then if I'm going to draw a vector on poly D, and this is our VD, and we know that VD, okay, we are aware that VD is equal to omega RD, and this happens to be equal to VP. Okay, so I'll write here omega D RD. Okay, so that's all we can analyze for poly D. So next we are going to analyze both the motor A or motor A and the combined pulley CD. Okay. So from here, what we are very sure, okay, the what we know the relationship. Right. So this is one of our pulley. Okay, really. This is our the other pulley. And then right. So this is our motor A. And this is our pulley CD. Okay. So what is given to us is that we know that the acceleration at A, okay, given angular, okay, so we are given acceleration at A is equal to 0.6 theta, and this is in radians per second squared. Okay, we are given that. So this, we are aware that it has a radius, and likewise over here, we know that over here, this is our radius C. Now in a pulley, this is known, or in a pulley system, this is known as our belt. Okay, so we are going to assume, okay, we're going to assume no slip on the belt. Okay, there is a particular belt that definitely will have no slip. Is what we call a timing belt. If you were to open your car, you can see this belt, and this belt has what? Gear teeth. Are we clear? A timing belt will not have slip, but they did not tell us what gear it is. We are going to assume it to be no slip. Okay, and we are aware that over here is our velocity at C. This is the rotation. This is our omega A, and this is our omega C. And this will have a velocity over here, and this is our VA. Because of the no slip assumption that we make, because of the above assumption that we make, because this assumption that we make, what we have is we can write down that VA is equal to VC. Okay, right? We can write that VA is equal to what? VC. Okay, and then we also can proceed to write when for this case, omega A RA is equal to omega C RC. Okay, that is one relationship that we can have. Okay. Now focusing on pulley C. Okay, if we were to focus on pulley C, right? We know that over here, if I draw the other pulley, okay, this is not center. We are aware that this is attached to the weight. Okay, so this is our pulley at D. Okay, so we know that this is attached. Okay, this is attached to our weight. So this is how, or what we call our block what B. Okay. So focusing on pulley C, D, okay, we can also declare due to rigid body assumption or for C and D, right? Theta C is equal to theta D. Okay, we can make the assumption. Okay. This assumption we'll use later on. So now, so what we have all this information. Okay, now we have assembled all the information. So what? So what we have to link now, okay, we have to link omega C to omega D. Okay, because omega C and omega D, or point C and point D, are a rigid body. We know that omega C is also equal to what? Omega D. Okay. So all the analysis we can focus on the pulley, right? So we can relate the acceleration, right? We can relate the acceleration, okay? And then from the relationship of the acceleration, then we relate with what is going on with pulley C. So that is our approach, okay? So the next thing we ask ourselves, how to relate okay, how to relate alpha to omega. Okay, why we need to relate? Because this is what given, and this is what we need to what find. So we have a relationship where alpha, the angular acceleration, is equal to d omega over d t, and we are also aware that omega is equal to d theta over dt. Okay, so if we were to equate in terms of dt, right? On the left-hand side, we have d omega over alpha. On the right-hand side, we have d theta over what? Sorry, d omega over alpha. On the right-hand side, we have d theta over omega. Okay. So from here, we can write out a relationship that will help us is omega d omega. This is equal to alpha d theta. So we are going to make use of this relationship, okay, to find what is going on to omega A. Okay, so whatever we do now, we are going to focus, okay, analysis at this stage. Will focus on motor A. Okay. So just to quickly, I know I don't